Now I did a thing, a very thingy thing. I went and I got myself one of these bad boys. This is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and I have my reasons. And yes, you might be thinking, what was your reason for getting a Galaxy S25 Ultra when you've already got an iPhone? Well, it's pretty. That's my reason. It's pretty. It's a very nice looking phone. Now, full disclosure, yes, I am an Apple user. I have an iPhone, I have an iPad, I have a MacBook, I have an Apple Watch, I got AirPods, the whole thing, the whole shebang. But I wasn't always like this. I wasn't always with the dark side. That's why I'm wearing black, because the phone is black. But I don't know which one the dark side is anymore. Is Apple the dark side? Is Android? Anyway, I was a stern Android user for the longest, actually for majority of my life. Ever since Android phones came into existence, I've been an Android user. My first ever Android phone was the HTC Wildfire. If any of you guys remember that, you're old. If you don't know what the HTC Wildfire is, go look it up, because that was a phone. That was a tiny little thing, but it was Android and it was touch, and it was amazing. I loved HTC phones, and I exclusively used HTC phones until they weren't very good anymore. But yeah, I've used Android and Samsung and Huawei for the longest time, until a couple of years ago when I switched completely to Apple, and that's when I started taking content creation a little more serious, and they brought out the squarish iPhone design again. So yeah, despite being a core iPhone user, I just saw this and I really wanted it, because before Samsung announced the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, I said to myself one thing: whether it looks appealing or not, the one feature that I would get the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra for is if it had log video. And guess what they announced? Yes, this year's model has log video capabilities. Now, one of my big reasons for desperately wanting to get the iPhone 15 Pro Max when it came out was because it had log video capabilities. It had that ProRes log, and it was the first phone that did it. And also one of the big reasons why I got the Samsung, because I really wanted to test out the lock capabilities. And so when they announced that feature, I was like, that's it, I'm gonna get it. And it took me a little while to kind of make up that decision as to whether I want to get it or not. And for context, my wife still uses Samsung. She's had pretty much all of the iterations of the Samsung phones. Every year she does up, so she gets really good kind of deals with them. So she picked up the S25 Ultra as well in sage green. I don't have that with me because my wife's got her phone with her right now. Then she managed to get the 1TB version because she got it from Samsung's website, but mine is the 512 version. I don't know what she's going to do with the 1TB phone. She's not going to use up all that storage. I did offer her to trade, but she doesn't want it. She likes her sage green, and to be very honest with you, I like this black. I would have preferred the jet black instead of the titanium black, but I digress. Yes, the log capabilities were the main feature that really attracted me, so I'm really hyped to see what this thing can do in terms of log video. I've taken a few clips and played around with it a little bit, but I do want to have a more extensive review. This is just kind of my first impressions of this phone. And number two, it looks hella nice. It's so beautiful. I don't know what it is about this thing, like it just looks so sleek. Now I find this more sleek and comfortable to use in my hand than I do the iPhone, and with the iPhone, I don't know, they're both fantastic. They both feel really nice in the hand, but there's just something. I don't know what they put in this. I don't know how they designed this. It just feels right. I don't know, maybe it's my old Android roots growing again, that I just find that this thing is it's just a piece of beauty. Like, you can see some of the photos and you can see some of the videos that I've taken of this thing, and it just looks cream. It looks nice. I really love it. And honestly, the titanium black color is really good. And I at first was a bit upset that I couldn't get the jet black because that has the black edges, but honestly the kind of titanium edges on this thing, it's grown on me. It has this really nice look to it, and I absolutely love the way it both looks and feels in my hand. That squared off design, much prefer this to the slightly more rounded design or curved design, should I say, that the 24 Ultra had. The other thing I've noticed with this thing is obviously it's got fantastic battery life, and the screen is just, it's amazing. The screen is really, really good. I absolutely love the quality and the adaptiveness that this screen has. It's crisp, it's clear, it's bright. It is a beautiful looking phone, and using it even caseless is nice. Like, I absolutely am enjoying this caseless feel with this. I do have a case for it. It's a very cheap case, but I have a case for it at the moment. So like I said, first impressions, what do I think? Apart from that, performance wise, it's snappy, it's fast, it's really good. Now, a lot of the UI features and customizations on this thing make it feel very much like the iPhone, but better. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know why Samsung did it that way either, but some of the things just feel like it's a copy and paste, and other things are much more refined. But overall, it's still running Android, which means that you do get that advanced level of customizability that you don't actually get with the iPhones. And that has been one of my biggest personal struggles with using an iPhone, is that I kind of miss that extreme amounts of customizability that I get with icons and widgets and where my apps go and how my apps behave, and developer mode and all of those things. So having that back in my hands is quite good. The camera is fantastic. Again, I haven't done an extensive review of the camera just yet, just because I haven't had the time to go out since I've gotten this, and between that and filming this video. But with whatever I have tested it out with, the camera again is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's probably one of the best cameras on the market right now. Don't take my word for it. There's plenty of camera reviews out there, but in my next review of this phone, my more extensive review of this phone, I will do a more comprehensive camera test. Now, you might ask me, what am I going to be using this for? I can't have just gotten a phone just because it's pretty. Well, yes, I did get the phone just because it's pretty, and I am having to figure out how I'm going to separate my use cases for these two phones. Well, I've kind of gotten the idea of what I'm going to do. Now, so far, what I've kind of figured out is this thing is slightly better for kind of entertainment and social use. So my social media apps run nicely on it. Yes, stuff like Instagram isn't as refined on this as it is on the iPhone, but in terms of consuming content, I have been enjoying doing that on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. There's a handful to say. I'm just going to say S25 Ultra a lot more than I have on my iPhone in recent days, because the screen is nicer, it's slightly bigger, and it's got that adaptive resolution where it upscales things depending on what resolution is being played, so everything just looks nice on it. Scrolling through Instagram, watching YouTube videos, watching Netflix on it, all of that kind of stuff, I'm probably going to be doing more so on the S25 Ultra. And yes, it does have the S Pen, but it's not the same as it used to be because it doesn't have that Bluetooth connectivity anymore. So really, some of the features have been nerfed with the S Pen. And yeah, it's nice for a little squiggle and doodle every now and then, but I've got the iPad and the Apple Pencil Pro. I probably will use that more for note-taking and things. So I'm not going to really use this for like productivity use much. The iPhone is going to be still my productivity workhorse. If I'm going to be uploading videos, if I'm going to be using my social media apps to actually post on social media and things like that, I'm going to be using the iPhone because it connects seamlessly to all of my other devices. I can use things like AirDrop, copy and paste, all of those things that come with the Apple ecosystem still are going to be working perfectly with the iPhone, and that's what I'm going to be using this with. It's still going to be my primary device that I'm going to be using on a day-to-day basis. It's going to be my main daily driver, but it's going to be nice to have both. I'm doing it because I can. If you have a problem with that, well, that's your problem, not my problem. So, but yeah, leave down in the comments if you think that it is a little bit overkill and that I'm being a bit silly. I'm open to all opinions and thoughts. I've got both. I think this is a very nice looking device. And that was my first impressions. I will bring you a more extensive review of this, what it's capable of, what I'm going to be using it for, what I have been using it for, and all of that stuff. More detailed review coming relatively soon, hopefully, after I've managed to use it for a little bit longer and actually put it through its paces. Until then, I'm just going to look at how pretty this thing is and how nicely the light shines on that black titanium. So there you have it. That's my thoughts. I mean, and again, it's just kind of a ramble and a mind dump, really. But yeah, this is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, my brand spanking new shiny device that I'm very excited to continue using, and I hope you enjoyed the video in some way or another. If you have any questions for me about the phone, and again why I use it, or have any comments about me using two phones, or whatever your thoughts are, pop it down in the description box below. And also, full disclaimer, I'm not being sponsored by Samsung to say this, so please do not comment, oh, you're a sellout, because no, I bought this with my own money, which I don't have a lot of. It's an honest opinion. And no, I'm not going to be switching. That's a strong no, because the Apple ecosystem, I'm just too deep into it and it's just too convenient for me. I'm not going to be getting rid of my MacBook anytime soon and all of that stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. Until next time, guys, this is Sky24 signing out.